All right, I think I'm recording. So, hey everyone, this is Jess from fillyourbooks.com with our student Maddie, who joined us in August of 2022 this year. So, we're just about at the end of our 90 days together, and I just wanted to hop on and be able to highlight her story with you guys. Maddie is now a commission stylist from Fort Myers, but she didn't start that way with us. So I really am excited for her to tell her story about how she came in, found Fill Your Books, what her experience was. So Maddie, I'm going to have you start off by just kind of letting us know, like, where were you at before you even found Fill Your Books, and what started that search for you? What were you struggling with?
Okay, so I have been in the industry for about a year and a half now. I graduated from beauty school a year and a half ago. And I started out assisting, and then I moved salons and kind of started at the bottom again. And so I was working under an agreement that I would make $10 an hour until my commission exceeded $10 an hour. So I was taking clients, but I wasn't fully booked by any means. I had maybe one client a day. And right around the 1 year mark of getting out of school, I was just getting so frustrated. Like, I have this passion and this drive. I absolutely love doing hair and love what I do. But like, there are just so many people who will tell you, like, you just have to pay your dues. You just have to suck it up for the next 5 years until you find people, until people find you. Like, that's just how it has to be. But I just didn't want to do that. So I I think I found Fill Your Books on Instagram ads actually. I'd seen them like multiple times, but I didn't really I was like, okay, there's no way that like what they advertise is actually possible. So, but one day I was like, I was so fed up with going to work and not having clients and living off of $10 an hour. I was like, okay, it can't hurt to look into it. So I watched lots of testimonials. I met with lots of people from the Fill Your Books team, and it was a really big risk for me because like financially I was like, there's no way I can agree to the payment plan and everything, but um just because I was literally making barely anything. But I was like, okay, well, I mean, I was led to this opportunity, and I had seen so many people saying how much this transformed like their business. So I was like, well, can't hurt. Like, the worst thing that happens is, it doesn't work for me, whatever. But yeah, I mean, like you said, I started 90 days ago. I was making $10 an hour. I had maybe one client a day. And gradually over the 90 days, I mean, now I'm a few weeks ago, I've switched to commission. And I think my goal that I wrote down and recorded and everything when I started the program was I wanted to mostly see blonding and balayage clients, and I wanted to make 5 grand a month. And I'm making a grand a week now, and I'm booked out like 3 weeks. And like I said before, there was none of that. It was like maybe one client a day, and half the time that was just like a little men's haircut. It wasn't like a full, anything. And so yeah, just seeing like how I mean, it was honestly overwhelming at points just seeing how drastically like my life and my business, my career changed just in such a short period of time. And just the momentum that has built up, like the longer you do it, the more things happen. Like, it's just crazy to see like how I feel like it did like a 180. But yeah.
Absolutely. So there is so much I want to dive into about what you just shared, which thank you so much for sharing that. I want to go back to just capture that, that space that you're in when you were seeing the Fill Your Books ads, and like where you were at and why like it took you just to be so fed up that you finally went and took the next step. How much time do you think that spanned over, just out of curiosity?
um Probably a few months, honestly. I remember seeing the Fill Your Books ads months before I like actually like looked into it. Um I don't really know what happened, but I just got so fed up with I mean, things in my salon were escalating as well, and I felt that I wasn't I didn't have any control over my schedule or my life at all. My goals weren't really supported. And so I got to this point where as that became more clear to me, I was like, okay, if I don't really like build a business, like I'm going to let someone else do it for me. And that's not the clientele that I want. That's not the way I want to approach it. So I really just got to a point where I was like, I need to take action. I need to, I mean, you spend so much of your life at work. Like, if you're not happy with what you're doing and you know, how much you're investing into it, it's not fun. So I think probably over a few months, I saw it and it was kind of in the back of my mind, but I was like, whatever. I doubt that would work for me. But I mean, the decision once I reached out and like saw the testimonials and everything, that only took like 3 or 4 days, I think. But I would say like it was in the back of my mind for a few
Yeah.
months.
Listen, and the reason why I ask is because it's like, imagine what you have accomplished in
Mm-hmm.
these 3 months with us. And imagine if when you had seen this, if you had gotten started that at like that first 3 or 4 days after seeing it, where
Yeah.
you could possibly be now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
Exactly.
when you came into Fill Your Books, what was your experience like? Were you met with support and like did you feel comfortable? Did you feel like things were clear? Like just give us a little bit of a summary on your experience after you came in.
Yeah, I mean, they had me do like a consultation before the decision. So I think I had 3 consultation calls because the first one I was like, okay, like this sounds amazing. Like everything inside of me just like lit up at everything he was saying. I was like, that's what I need. That's what I want. That's what my heart is like calling me to, but I don't know that I can make that work. Like I said, I was super broke. So I was like, I don't know if this is going to work. But he was like, I promise you're not going to regret it, you know? And I knew in my heart, I was like, I have to make this happen. Like, I know that this is the next step for me. But it definitely took a few days of me like convincing myself like that it was going to be okay. So, I did 3 calls with 2 different people. I don't remember who, but they were all super nice, super comforting. Everyone was really willing to work with me. Even in like scheduling like the payment plans so that it wasn't super scary. Everyone was super kind about that. Yeah, I was met with a few different people when I first started, and I really felt like everyone was wanting to make sure that I had everything that I needed to succeed. And then of course the community of people, like it's so cool that there's just this humongous group of people who are so genuine and just truly want to see you succeed and build like your dream career. Like I put my icebreaker post in and I was like, okay, like everyone just has to do this. But everyone was commenting and saying like, I'm so excited for you. You're not, you're not going to believe where you end up with this. Like just how genuine and supportive people are with it. So yeah, I would say it definitely exceeded my expectations in that area.
And I want to talk about your expectations because you came in and you really set the bar low for yourself. You're just like, cool, like I'm here. Talk about your mindset a little bit and like what was going through your head? What did you expect, for example, like for you to hit the milestones that you hit within this short amount of time with us, or no?
No, not at all. I really didn't. I had seen it work for other people and everything, but I definitely was like I put I put my goals like the 5 grand a month thing and the balayage clientele thing. I was like, okay, yeah, that'd be nice. But I really was like, it's okay if it doesn't work. I was like, I mean, I see that this is like, I've heard this has worked for other people, but I mean, I might be the exception or it just might like, we're all in different parts of the world. Maybe my area won't work. So I
What is
definitely
your
didn't.
area like, by the way? Is it a big city, small town?
They say it's like the biggest small town ever. It's like primarily, I mean, I'm in Naples, Florida. So it's like a lot of older people, a lot of money here, but a lot of older people. Um, And then there's like some really young towns around us, but like mostly Naples is known for like where old people go to retire. So I was like, maybe it just won't work for me. Like I see young blondes everywhere, but like maybe like it's just not gonna work. So
But have
yeah.
you been able to get your blends? Are you happy with your type of clientele that you've been getting through this process?
Yeah, absolutely. I have honestly been blown away. I was just telling my mom the other day, um the outline for creating your ideal client, like almost every client that I've gotten from the marketing, I have like absolutely loved. Like I feel like I could hang out with them outside of the salon. Like they have the hair that I love. They have like there are like a few outliers, but like for the most part, like 100% of the people that have come to me from the marketing that I've done with you guys has been like just so kind. Even like the personality traits that I was looking for in my clients, like so easygoing, generous, like so thoughtful, like just everyone has been like I don't feel like I did anything special really like to ensure that I only got that type of clientele, but it happened. I mean, I have just like it's like somehow you guys have taught me to like draw in only like really amazing people.
I love that. I also loved you had said when we were talking earlier, before hopping on this interview that you're like, I had this mentality of like just letting go and trusting the process. And I feel like that was something that I think has benefited you throughout your whole time was like you just like let go of any ideas, anything that you learned or thought you knew, and you just trusted this process and you allowed it to take you from that one client a day to now being booked out 3 weeks, in I think it was the first week of November. And again, you started with us in August. You were finally able to get to your commission. You bumped up to commission, right? And it's just like you just allowed yourself to just take on trust, be guided, be coached throughout this whole process. And I feel like when it comes down to it, that amazing attitude, the amazing mindset, not having these like too far out expectations and just being open to whatever and knowing that it will come as long as you put the work into it. And here you are. It's been so like amazing to see you grow and to see how like you've just been able to take everything that was in here and apply it, and now you're succeeding. What do you feel like your next 3 months is going to look like, or your next year from now? Do you feel like you are on your way to some bigger and better goals? Like what would those look like?
Yeah, I mean, right now, like I said, I'm fully booked like for the next like 2 or 3 weeks. I foresee that getting more and more booked out, but I think even just being more selective with my clientele because I do have clients that I had seen before, and this is a very like like we have season right now, like a lot of snowbirds. So even like starting to say like, okay, I'm too busy for like these clients who aren't in my, you know, the realm of like what I want to focus on. Yeah. So I think definitely like being more selective. Um the whole commission thing is new to me, so I'm kind of like I was super frustrated where I was at my salon before, and my original goal was okay, I want to make 5 grand a month and then eventually get a suite. I don't really know anymore what I want to do with that. I'm definitely feeling better at my salon now that I'm on commission. Just like the dynamic has changed a lot, and I feel like I'm taken more seriously now. But maybe I'll get a suite in a few months or a year from now if things aren't working out there. But it really just feels like the possibilities are endless. I definitely like see myself like continuing to do all of the things that I've learned in the program and just taking it like absolutely as far as um I can. And I mean, long term, eventually, I would like to get really selective with my clientele, raise my prices, like get selective with the days that I work and the hours that I work. Right now, I'm like literally 21 years old. I have nothing. I'm so passionate about what I do. I have nothing I would rather be doing with my time. So I'm good working like the 40 hours a week. But I think long term, that's what I see, just getting more selective and like kind of building my lifestyle the way I want. But I don't really have any like specific goals just because I'm just open to wherever it
I
takes
know
me.
that, you know what? That's what I love about you, Maddie. You've been open, go with the flow, and just kind of taking on and like really just embracing all of the positivity and not getting so stuck on when things didn't go 100%, right? Because even within this, it was like you would have 5 clients booking, and then you would have
Yeah.
5, and then it would go up again, and it's you just kind of like were there for the ride. And when we look back, everything kind of balances out, in hindsight. But if you were to keep up that momentum, you could really take yourself anywhere with what you've learned. So if you were to speak to someone who's thinking about joining Fill Your Books and who maybe is a little nervous or struggling, and maybe there is that financial aspect that you're dealing with, just being like, a year and a half out of school and only making $10 an hour, what would you just say to someone who might be watching this that
Mhm.
might encourage them? Or
Yeah. I would definitely say the soonest that you can do it, like just go all in. It was so scary. Like I totally get it because I was terrified. I was like, oh my gosh. It kept me up for a few nights. I was like, what happens if like this doesn't work for me and then I have these payments and like what I could just go broke. I could just get like nothing from this. So I definitely understand the fear behind it. And there's, I mean, anything like this, there's always going to be a reason not to do it. And there's definitely always going to be something in the back of your mind that could hold you back. But I mean, one of the people I talked to at the beginning, I don't remember who it was, had said, our track record shows like this will pay itself off in the time, even possibly in a few weeks. And I was kind of thinking like, okay, maybe I'll do it, maybe I won't. But I would say like if it's something that like when they're explaining like what you're going to get from it and they're talking about kind of how the program works, if it's something that feels like you need to do it, then you need to do it because I mean, there's like I said, there's always going to be a reason not to do something, but I I mean, it's unheard of. I went from making like 0 clients basically to fully booked, almost making my goal of 5 grand a month. I'm 21 years old. I have only been actually doing hair for a year. And yeah, so I would just say like if you have any doubts, I mean, do your best to put them to the side and just wholeheartedly embrace the whole experience. It is going to take a lot of work. You're going to have to make sacrifices, but if you put as much into it as they ask from you and you just embrace the process and lean on the people, like the support that is offered, I mean, there is no limit to where this can take you. So I would say get started as soon as you possibly can. I can't say enough good things about this program, and I was skeptical. So, so you can take it from me.
I love that. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for sharing that. So if you guys are watching this and you are like, oh, I wonder what the hell she's talking about, come over. We would love to meet you. We would love to bring you into our family. So head over to fillyourbooks.com. Go watch testimonials like Maddie did. Fill out an application and chat with one of our success coaches, because it's better to know than just wonder, right? And if you are still feeling stuck and if you're just not sure what to do and you feel like you're struggling, get help, lean on a community, like have a coach, have a system. It is a game changer. We can see that with Maddie. She just like totally did a 180 in her life. So get to fillyourbooks.com. I would love to see you on the other side, and we will see you guys in the next one.